I am Rena.
And I am Haley. We will be talking about bacteria versus viruses.
Let's start with bacteria. Bacteria has a target in life. They just keep doubling and doubling.
A few different types of bacteria are prokaryote, endospore, and binary fission.
Prokaryote is an organism that consists of a single cell that does not have a nucleus.
Endospore is a thick-walled protective spore that forms inside a bacterial cell and resists harsh conditions.
Binary fission is a form of asexual reproduction in the cell's organism, by which one cell divides into two cells of the same size.
Now let's hear some characteristics of bacteria.
All bacteria are single-celled organisms.
Bacteria is usually one of the three main shapes: Bacilli, Cocci, and Spirilla.
All bacteria are single-celled organisms that do not have a nucleus.
Bacteria is simpler and smaller than eukaryotes.
Bacteria reproduces by the process of binary fission.
There are 4 steps to bacterial reproduction. What are the steps, Raina?
The first step is that the cell grows. After that, the DNA is copied and attached to the cell membrane. And then the DNA is copied, and its copy separates as the cell grows larger. And the last step is that the cell splits into two, and each new cell has a copy of its DNA. Now let's talk about endospores.
Most species of bacteria do well in warm and moist places. Conditions improve, and the endospore breaks open and become active again.
Bacteria is classified by the way they get food. Consumers get their food from other organisms, decomposers which feed on dead organisms.
Now let's talk about archaebacteria.
The 3 main types of archaebacteria are heat lovers, soot lovers, and methane makers.
Archaebacteria lives in harsh environments that have little oxygen.
But not all archaebacteria have cell walls. There is also a bad bacteria called pathogens.
Pathogens can cause pneumonia, tuberculosis, cholera, plague, and rickets. Bacteria can enter from your nose, mouth, open wounds, and broken skin. Raina, what does bacteria and viruses have in common?
Well, let's start off with that they both can cause disease. They are both a source of microscopic that can involve and that have DNA, and they can reproduce, even though viruses can only reproduce in a cell.
And they also cause plagues, and now let's talk about their differences.
Some differences are that bacteria is a single-celled organism, and the viruses are microorganisms. Bacteria can reproduce, and viruses can't.
Bacteria get their food by using photosynthesis, and viruses don't even need any food because they are not living organisms, so therefore they can live for years and years without any food at all.
Viruses are smaller than bacteria. Bacteria can be visual by using a regular microscope, and viruses are so small that you need to get an electron microscope to see them.
You probably are asking, what the heck is an electron microscope? And it is a microscope with high magnificence and resolution, employing electron beams in place of lights and using electron lenses.
Bacteria are spread by sneezing, coughing, or doing any interaction such as shaking hands with someone who is sick or someone who is currently sick. Vaccines protect you too. Vaccines produce a lot of antibiotics which kill bad bacteria and viruses.
Antibiotics help kill bad bacteria. Well, they act like a poison. Generally, poisons have a biochemical reactions target with an organism's cell. We have prepared a short video about viruses. Well, first, let's talk to CJ to see what he thinks first.